All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you why it's 7 times harder to break your addiction with pornography as a Christian. So we're going to go back into Exodus, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding as to perhaps why you're struggling with pornography. So let's go to Israel's golden calf. This is in Exodus chapter 32. This is literally, Moses is up in the mountain. God is writing on 2 stone tablets, the 10 commandments. He's giving them all the laws and regulations. And Israel was getting a little bit impatient. Moses was up too long. He was taking his time up there. And I believe it was just 40 days. So here we're going to read what happens here. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered to themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them to me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with the graving tool. And after he had made it with a molten calf, they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Israel. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. And they rose up early in the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to drink and rose up to play. And the word play here actually means they were having a orgy. They were having all kinds of sexual relationships with each other. Everybody with everybody. Later, just a few verses later, we see, and it came, verse 19, and it came to pass as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, he saw the calf, this is Moses, and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strewed it upon the water, and made the children to drink of it. So, this is what began Israel's descent. So afterwards, Moses went back up the mountain, and God said, I'm going to wipe these guys off the map, and you're going to be in charge. I'm going to build a nation that's going to be stronger, more mightier than what I was going to do with these guys. Moses said no. He begged that God would change his mind, and God eventually did change his mind. And so Moses went back for another 40 days without food and water, so basically 80 days without food and water. And God gave him another 2 stones. So let's go to the New Testament, and I'm going to wrap this up because this is when it started. And Israel quickly jumped on this through Moses and Aaron, and they stopped it. A little bit later in Kings, we see Israel break away from Judah, from the southern tribes. They split in half, and this was after Solomon passed away. So you got 10 tribes that go to the northern Israel, and then 2 tribes stay in the south. And the very first Israel king that was separated was King Jeroboam, and what he did was he created 2 calves, 2 golden calves as far as I know, and one was placed in Bethel and one was placed up north in the tribe of Dan. So this is very similar to what was happening here with Israel when Moses was up on Mount Sinai. So we get Jeroboam doing the same thing, creating 2 calves now, and Israel eventually fell away. Now, they're all going to be coming back one day, all 12 tribes. Right now we have the tribe of Judah and Benjamin and probably just a remnant of a few people in the current state of Israel, the current nation of Israel. But why did they fall? Well, they fell because things got at least 7 times worse than what happened at Mount Sinai. And I'm going to prove it to you right here in the New Testament. So this is most likely why you're struggling as a Christian with pornography. So we're going to go over to Luke chapter 11, verse 24. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none. He saith, I will return to my house, whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. And then goeth he, and taketh to him 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Which is interesting, right? So, I'll break this down, what this means. If, let's just say you're struggling with pornography, reading magazines online, watching porn, all this kind of stuff, and you become a Christian, and you're like, Lord, I dedicate my life to you. I do not want to do any of this stuff anymore. Nothing. I don't want to mess around. Nothing at all. Zero. Zilcho. Pastor prays over you. I rebuke the demons. I rebuke the devils. All this kind of stuff. I cleanse you. Maybe you got water baptized. All this kind of stuff. You are clean as a whistle. Clean. And you feel good about yourself. You're like, man, yes, I feel powerful. I feel strong. Then, perhaps not the next day, maybe a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, a month later, something happens. Get stressed out, whatever it is, you go back to what it was you did before you became a Christian. And you end up shocking yourself because what you end up doing is worse than just before you became a Christian. Why is that? It's because you were cleansed. The temple of God was cleansed. You kicked out all those demonic spirits, all the influences. Let's just say, if you don't believe in demon possession, all this kind of stuff, let's just say the influence. You're now a chosen person, you're sanctified, you're separated unto God, and the devil knows this, and all the demons flee. They just leave you alone. They go wandering around and everything. And because you don't have any structure in place to protect yourself, you don't have safeguards, you don't have accountability with your spouse, your significant other, you don't have an accountability partner, a buddy, if you're a girl, a girlfriend. You don't protect yourself when you're home alone. You don't let people know where you are, all this kind of stuff. You go to bed late at night, perhaps later than your spouse. They go to bed at 9 o'clock, you stay up and you go to bed at midnight, and you're like, I'm just doing some research on the computer, and you start typing away. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to be influenced by demonic type entities that are 7 times worse than the ones that left, because they're going to go find stronger, more powerful beings, and they're going to come back and they're going to find your place swept clean, and you're going to be worse than what you were before. And you're going to be like, man, I don't understand this. I became a Christian. How could I fall so fast and so hard and all this kind of stuff? Well, it's because you didn't have a plan for when you got cleansed. When your temple got cleansed, you didn't have a backup plan to say, how do I protect myself for when they're going to come back? Because they're going to come back and they're going to catch you when you're off guard, when you least expect it. So how do you protect yourself? The number one way to protect yourself is right here. Right here. You spend time reading the Bible. If you go sleepy time, if you can't focus on the Bible for 5-10 minutes, I don't care what version this is, you could be struggling with pornography. You could be struggling with your senses are overactive, meaning you swipe all the time on Instagram. It might not even be porn. It could be working out videos. It could be trucks, cars, guns, whatever it is, action movies, but you're swiping and you're amplifying those senses in your brain that get you hooked. You need that dopamine. You need that hit. And this is what happens. If you want to purge yourself from that, you need to be able to spend time in the Bible and just read, and God's word will actually wash your mind. It'll wash all that stuff away. I'm telling you. It is another world when you can actually wake up at night and you're dreaming scriptures. You're not dreaming about other people and all kinds of stuff. You're actually dreaming about the Bible, and you're thinking differently during the day. You're wondering, I should give this guy a call. I should give this friend a call. I haven't went out for coffee with that friend, whatever it is. You start thinking clear because you've cleansed all those dopamine hits in your brain, and you've prepared a backup plan. You're like, you know what? I'm heading home from work. I'm going to be alone for a couple of hours, whatever. Can you check on me? You just let people know. You turn off whatever it is that's tempting you on your phone. If it's little applications, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, whatever it is, you just take those off. Take them off. You don't need them. And I'm telling you, with time, you're going to have enough strength that when that temptation hits, because you've protected yourself, you'll have the strength now to be able to resist. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So, take it for what it is. If you're non-Christian, I would say the biggest thing that you can do is set up a protection barrier around you. Tell someone that you're struggling. Tell a friend that you're struggling, that you don't want to struggle anymore. Set up an accountability group. The more people you share that with, obviously not on YouTube, but the more people you share that with, it seems to break that cycle. It breaks that spell off of you because you're now held accountable to someone else. So, I don't know who this is for out there, but I felt this would be a time to share something like this, because in America, the stats are off the roof. It's like 60%, and probably in churches too, 50, 60, 70% of men are actually struggling with pornography, and the other ones that say that they aren't, they're probably lying. They're just saying, oh yeah, no, I'm invincible. No, that's never bothered me. Never looked at a woman, nothing like that. That doesn't bug me. Yeah, okay, you're invincible. So, I hope this helps somebody out there, to encourage them that it is possible to overcome any addiction, but it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take a little bit of strength, a little bit of energy, and the best place to start is by reading the Word of God, reading the Bible. Thanks a lot for watching, and hope you got something out of this. If you have, subscribe. Feel free to comment as well, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.